We've all been told we've got to get our body turning through that golf ball. We've got to get these shoulders getting through that golf ball to get the ball flight you desire. Guys, welcome back to Get Good at Golf. I am Chris, and today we're going to be talking through how we can work our shoulders properly, because sometimes it's a little bit misunderstood. So what we see from a lot of people is they're trying to get the shoulders through. They get nicely to the top of their backswing, and then from here we've got to turn. This right shoulder works up and across, and what does that do? It steepens that club. We know that that path is then going to be coming left. We know we're going to be digging down into the golf ball, and we're never getting through to that finish. It's always very awkward. We've got this right shoulder high, this left shoulder low, and we're turning through the golf ball, which is yes what we want to do, but we've got to have a little bit of tilt through this. And what I want you to do by the word tilt is get this left shoulder working up. So instead of this shoulder working down into impact, which is what we see a lot, once this starts to work down, we then have to try and recover it one way or another. But when we get to the top of that backswing, I want you to have the feel that from here I'm wanting to turn through the shot, so I'm rotating, but this left shoulder is actually working up. So the left shoulder is working up. That allows us to get the club nicely into delivery, and if this shoulder works up, that helps us get this club working up, shallows our angle of attack, and allows us then to put pressure onto that golf ball. You can now see that my right shoulder is lower than my left. My shoulders are rotated through, and I'm in now a strong position here to pressure that golf ball. I can now get that ball coming out nice and low with the correct launch, with the correct spin, which will get me a correct distance, but more importantly, get you consistent. If we can get into that position time and time again, we can get consistency, and that's what all golfers want. If we're getting that shoulder working over, one time we might drag the club, unfortunately hit the dreaded shot, the shank, because we've not been able to release that club head. We're getting this shoulder on top, we're smothering the ball is a word that a lot of people will use. Alternatively, what people will then do, if you've lost a few out to the right, well, I know what I'll do, is I'll just get those hands releasing a little bit earlier. Now I've got a lot of loft on there. I'm potentially going to hit it left, I'm potentially going to hit it very short, and there we're not going to be hitting greens. And we know if you miss a green, again, it's going to be adding shots onto your score. If we can just hit one more green around, that's going to knock at least a shot off your score. If we can do that in 2024, we can get your handicap to where it wants to be. And comment below, guys, what handicap are you? What handicap are you trying to get? And what do you want to improve? If you want to do a video request, if you want something for us to go through in this year or in the next coming weeks, then do comment below. And also, guys, if you are looking for us to look at your golf swings, get them sent into that email address below and the email that's in the description, and we'll be putting you on Subscriber Sundays. But once I've got into this position, I like to think that we're going to do a couple of practice swings here, do them in slow motion, and really start to think from here that left shoulder wants to work up. My shoulder's going up, my hips going up, and we can then start to get that feel of, yes, my club's just returning to that position. My hands aren't back here now, and we're scooping that shot. Once we've done that in slow motion, do it on the range, start to do it with your pitch shots. You'll even start to see that your pitch shots will come out nice and low with a lot of spin. They're not going to be launching too high and not reaching. But get into there, you've got that feel now. With that and getting through to your finish that you've seen earlier this week, making it nice shots like that, nice and low launching, straight towards the middle of the green. And guys, get into that position, start to get your shoulders working correctly. We've got some great videos coming out in the coming weeks, but if you want to be involved, comment below what do you want us to go through for you, and we'll see you there.